It begins in silence. Not the silence of nature, nor the silence of solitude, but a silence imposed by design, as though the world had been muted for a purpose. Beneath the ancient glaciers of Nordland, where the maps end and satellites hesitate, there exists a rift in the earth known only in forgotten naval logs and partially redacted NATO reports. A fissure with no name. A region where compasses falter and transmission lines go dead. Locals, when asked, speak only in hushed tones, if at all. But deep within that silence lies what some have begun to call the Aegir Chamber. It is not a vault, nor a laboratory. Not entirely. It is something older, something that predates NATO, predates Oslo, perhaps even predates recorded time. Constructed with materials that reflect no radar and absorb light like a black hole, the Aegir Chamber is buried kilometers beneath the permafrost. Its design resembles a Mobius strip carved into bedrock. There is no official record of who built it. Only recurring patterns. Only alignments. Once every 11 years, during a rare magnetic lull, the chamber emits a frequency, imperceptible to human ears, but measurable in seismic echoes and animal behavior. Entire colonies of Arctic terns redirect their migrations. Whales vanish from sonar. Reindeer form perfect spirals before fleeing the area. And still, governments deny its existence. In 1987, a Soviet expedition attempted to reach it, under the guise of Arctic research. They sent 32 men. One returned. The logs recovered from that mission spoke of infinite corridors, of a machine that spoke in static, of hallucinations shared by the group as though broadcast into their minds. The survivor was found years later in a psychiatric facility outside Murmansk. He drew the same spiral every day. Over 3,000 of them. All identical. During the Cold War, the United States and Norway allegedly reached a secret agreement to classify all aerial footage of the region. Norwegian cartographers were told to leave blank patches on topographical maps. And yet, the chamber continues to send signals. In 2009, the Aegir frequency disrupted NATO's HARP array in northern Norway. The resulting cascade of data loss was blamed on solar flares. But independent researchers, those few who still receive grants to study the paranormal, noticed something odd. The signal carried a pattern. A repeating structure encoded in prime numbers and mythological Norse glyphs. A message. Some believe the chamber is a beacon. Others, a failsafe. But there is a third theory, one rarely spoken aloud, that the chamber is a seed. A dormant intelligence buried in the Earth's crust, waiting not for activation, but for permission. Not to awaken, but to resume. And here's where the silence becomes dangerous. Because for the past decade, someone, something, has been responding. Submarines have begun to pick up strange harmonics beneath the Norwegian Sea. The frequency, once predictable and passive, is evolving. It's adapting. Shifting into intervals used in early analog computing. Intervals also found in brainwave entrainment. This is not noise. It's language. Satellite photos reveal recent geological disturbances near the coordinates long linked to the chamber. No earthquakes, no volcanic activity. Just movement. A reshaping. And in that movement, new symbols. Symbols matching ancient carvings found in the catacombs of Malta and Göbekli Tepe, and, strangely, in a closed exhibit within the Vatican's secret archives. This isn't just a Norwegian anomaly anymore. It's a global alignment. The Aegir Chamber might not be the only one. It may be part of a lattice, a network of slumbering mechanisms designed to regulate, not nature, but memory. Because what if history is not something we wrote, but something we're allowed to remember? What if these chambers don't just hold power, but shape perception itself? If so, then we were never meant to find them, and certainly not meant to activate them. But we already have. Arcanthea brings you this story as a warning, as a map, not to follow, but to question every map you've ever seen. Because beneath the silence of the North, something is listening. What's more chilling is the resurgence of specific dreams across populations bordering the Arctic Circle. Psychologists in Tromsø, Svalbard, and even Yakutsk have begun receiving reports from patients experiencing near-identical dream sequences. A frozen staircase descending into nothingness, metallic whispers behind closed eyelids, and the recurring image of a tree growing downward into the earth, its roots glowing faintly blue. Some consider this mass dream phenomenon mere coincidence. Others suspect cognitive resonance, an echo from the Agir frequency bleeding into collective subconscious minds. The Norwegian Psychological Society, in a redacted memo leaked in 2022, referred to the dreams as possible neuroimprints triggered by non-localized acoustic fields. More disturbingly, a child in Alta, during a school art project, drew an impossibly detailed cutaway of the chamber, complete with spiraled corridors and glyph-laced vaults. Her parents claim she had never seen or heard of it before. But what are these glyphs? Linguists have failed to categorize them within any ancient or known constructed language. However, a group of cryptographers from Reykjavik proposed that the symbols are not meant to be read, but felt. Arranged in fractal symmetry, the glyphs allegedly align with electromagnetic nodal points on Earth's surface, what mystics once called ley lines. The chamber, therefore, may be not only a machine but also a tuner, capable of synchronizing the Earth's natural resonance with that of the human mind. A planetary metronome. What would such synchronization achieve? Peace, enlightenment, or control? The final signal burst detected last winter carried a new element, a low hum that, when spectrally analyzed, revealed a human voice embedded deep within the waveform. Slowed down and cleaned digitally, the voice said one phrase in a forgotten dialect of Old Norse, Den som Jenkjenner for men, skal vek det som hviler. The one who recognizes the pattern shall awaken what sleeps. Arcanthia urges you to listen, not just with your ears, but with memory itself. Because what sleeps beneath the ice is not just ancient. It is patient.